Nelson's Column, French, Colonne Nelson, is a monument, designed by Scottish architect Robert Mitchell and erected in 1809 in Place Jacques-Cartier, Montreal, Quebec, Canada, which is dedicated to the memory of Admiral Horatio Nelson, following his death at the Battle of Trafalgar. Subsequent to the destruction of Nelson's Pillar in Dublin, 1808 to 1966, Montreal's Pillar now stands as the second oldest Nelson's Column in the world, after the Nelson Monument in Glasgow. It is also the city's oldest monument and is the oldest war monument in Canada. The public funds raised for building the monument were collected from both British and French Montrealers. According to popular memory, and since repeated by Rumilly and Leacock, Montrealers first became aware of Nelson's death on a snowy New Year's Eve in 1805. As river navigation was closed for the winter, word reached Montreal over land via New York City, when a ball being hosted by Samuel Girard was interrupted by a messenger. Girard immediately went down to the Exchange Coffee House to publicly relay the news, while proposing that a monument be built to honor both Nelson's memory and his victory over Napoleon's fleet. A number of people subscribed on the spot and a subscription list was left open in the old courthouse, where over the following weeks further names were added. In January 1806, a committee of 5, consisting of John Richardson, Louis Chabot-Alez, John Forsyth, Sir James Monk, Sir John Johnson, and John Ogilvie, was formed in conjunction with Sir Alexander Mackenzie, Thomas Forsyth, and John Gillespie, in London, to raise public funds and organize the building of the monument. Among the principal contributors to the fund were Girard himself, Alain Chartier de Lotbinière, William McGillivray, members of the Ponnet family, including Jean-Antoine Ponnet, Joseph Frobisher, Jacques-Philippe Sévuz de Beaujeu, Alexander Henry, the Beaubien family, James McGill, the Fleury des Chambolt family, John Ogilvie and the gentlemen of Saint-Sulpice. The Sulpicians, like many other French Canadians, strongly disapproved of the French Revolution and the subsequent Napoleonic regime, thereby regarding the destruction of Napoleon's navy at Trafalgar as a triumph of virtue. The magistrates of Montreal obtained from Governor Sir James Craig a plot of land that had a few years earlier constituted part of the formal gardens of the Château Vaudreuil, built in 1723 for Philippe de Rigaud, Marquis de Vaudreuil. The chateau burned down in 1803 and the space formerly occupied by the gardens had been turned into a public square, known as New Market Place, before being renamed for Jacques Cartier in 1847. The committee had contracted the firm of Code and Seeley in London to design and build an amazing monument that would withstand all weather. The column was made of grey compact limestone, while the statue and ornaments were made using the firm's own invention, Code Stone. It was shipped in parts to Montreal, arriving in April 1808. William Gilmore, a local stonemason who had contributed £7 towards its construction, was then hired to assemble its 17 parts and the foundation base was laid on August 17, 1809. General Sir Gordon Drummond had supplied 8 pieces of cannon to support the iron chain which had been originally placed around the base. The final cost of the column amounted to just under £1,300. The masonry came to £523, the ornaments, £468 and 12 pence, the design, estimate and plans, £58, the iron railings £66.18.11. The Montreal Pillar has been described as the first monumental column to be raised to Nelson anywhere in the world, or at least anywhere in the British Empire. In fact, construction of Dublin's Nelson's Pillar had been completed with the addition of Nelson's statue toward the end of August or in early September 1809, whereas work on erecting the Montreal Column had just begun on August 17. Dublin at that time was not only within the British Empire but also within the recently created United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland. The Dublin Pillar had also been financed by public subscription. It was destroyed by Irish Republican extremists on March 8, 1966. The Horatio Nelson statue that originally stood atop Nelson's Column in Place Jacques-Cartier was relocated to the Montreal History Museum in 1997 for preservation. A copy now stands atop the column in its place. Controversy. As it is a monument to a British officer who fought against France in a city that is predominantly French-speaking, it has garnered its share of controversy. In 1890, a Quebec nationalist faction plotted to blow up the column. In 1930, Francophone Montrealers responded to Nelson's presence by erecting a statue in a nearby city square, now known as Vauquelin Square, commemorating Jean Vauquelin, a French naval officer who fought during the 7 Years' War. Still, when many vague, French Canadians continued to object to Nelson's presence. In 1997, the city of Montreal proposed moving the monument to a distant Anglophone district, but public opposition kept Montreal's oldest monument in its original place.